So you talked about your faith walk as a family. What was it like growing up for you?
Yeah. I would say we were always, actually not even, maybe not always consistent, but it seemed like culturally we were a part of the church. And so there was a commitment to go because that's what we were used to. My grandparents were devout Catholics, and so my parents knew that there was a lot of truth behind what we were doing, but it was just a little different. It seemed as though we were going because it was a commitment that we could not fall back on, but maybe there wasn't too much of an emphasis as to why, and maybe there was, and I just wasn't paying attention. That could easily be it, right?
You were growing up.
I was growing up, and so I think as a family, my dad did a great job to get us to Mass, especially at Epiphany. I think the issue was that I was a little distracted at the time. Maybe there was a cute girl in the pews that I was looking at, and rather than paying attention to what's going on during the consecration, right? And it took me years to try to finally understand what's going on at that Mass. And so just very different. I think that there was a lot of things we needed to do, but I had gotten very used to playing the part of pretending to be present and going through the motions, but not actually being present and listening well.
I saw that a lot in the Philippines as well, because it's part of the culture. So this is what you're supposed to do. So everybody knows the motions. They know all the prayers and all of that. Yeah. But sometimes, since it's part of that culture, there's less of a, I don't know if it's less of a desire or you don't go deeper. A lot of people don't go deeper because you think that, okay, these are the things you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But then it's just the routine, I guess.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
No, it does. I mean, our faith is just so rich with so much, and it's like so many ways to approach our faith and where it all leads back to Jesus. But if it's not necessarily explained well, then it's hard to really see the value in it. And I think that was my experience, is that I saw that we were doing many things, but I felt that it was almost forced and I couldn't see as to why I'm doing it. So I was missing that piece as to why. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, we were here. And so a lot of different people growing up didn't have that opportunity to be here. So at least it laid a really great foundation for me to then be able to build upon it on my own way, right? I think growing up, I got into a habit of really trying to blame others for my situation, and many times even my parents. And so when it comes to my faith and my walk, it took a lot of maturing to get to a point where I saw, you need to do the work and you need to do the search yourself. And now I think because of that, it means that much more to me, because maybe if it was, spelled out very plainly for me, it wouldn't have the value that it has today for me.
During your high school years, or maybe even your college years, did you have a certain point where you almost walked away from the faith? Because, growing up here in the United States, there are a lot of things that can pull you away from it.
Right. I think it was definitely going into college. In high school, I think relationships mean the world to you at the time. My parents, I think, met in junior high, and so I had this image of trying to recreate that. And when it didn't work out at the time, it really hit me. And so going into college, I had recently broken up with someone, and so once that happened, I really started to move away from the commitment of going to church, because in high school, I mean, we were going as a family, and even though I was encouraged in college, hey, have you gone to Mass? I'm sure there was many times where I would lie, or many times that I did go, but, just completely numb and just present because I had to be there, but not
going through the motions.
Mm-hmm. And I had just gotten so good at doing that. And so I would say I didn't know how to suffer well. And once that started happening, I started to look to the world, because now as you get older, you can be exposed to different kind of pleasures. And as soon as that started to open up, especially in college, I found a lot of different distractions to ease my pain, let's say.